everybody. Welcome back to Adobe Live. I'm your host today, Danielle Morimoto, and I'm a senior experience designer here at Adobe. And we are joined for day 2 with Sally Tugendman.
Yes, you got it. Good job.
So let us know where you guys are all tuning in from. We are live in San Francisco right now at the Adobe office. And how are you feeling for day 2?
Good, excited to get into the hi-fis, yeah.
Yeah, so we'll be recapping what Sally worked on yesterday, so don't worry if you missed out on that, but welcome back if you are rejoining us to see the progress that Sally has for today's designs. She'll be designing live in Adobe XD and working on the app that she started that was in Lo-Fi and sort of bringing it forward. So Cindy, Anna, Richard, everybody, hello. Welcome back to the stream. We have some people joining from Czech Republic. Reno I saw earlier on the chat.
Germany.
Yeah, so today we have a great schedule. We're the last stream for today right now, but we had at 9 a.m. the Photoshop Daily Creative Challenge, and then the graphic design live stream was on after that, and Sam just introduced the XD Daily Creative Challenge. So today during our stream, we're going to be reviewing your submissions to the Daily Creative Challenge, so make sure that you are checking out what that has in store, and we can go into more detail also of how you can submit to that, but we'll just be looking through Discord, which is how you can submit, and we can provide feedback for you guys. So it's a great way to kind of just get into a little bit of quick design challenge and get some feedback from Sally and myself later in the stream. And 30 minutes in, we have a chat and win, so you have a chance to win 100 free Sticker Mule stickers. And I'm actually gonna point in the correct direction today automatically. Yes, so that'll be happening 30 minutes in, so make sure that you're engaging on the Behance chat with us today. Cool, so without further ado, I'm going to hand it off to Sally to recap sort of what we did yesterday.
So let's kind of just quickly recap. These are the wireframes that I did yesterday. I'm going to kind of just explain also, if for anyone that didn't watch yesterday, what we're doing. Basically, this is like similar to an Instagram, so it's a social media, like photo sharing platform, but more specifically for people in the beauty and makeup space. We're making it easier to tag the products used in the photos, and also the ability to add affiliate codes. Affiliate codes are basically when a brand partners with a makeup artist with a very large following, and they give them a code where their fans can use that code for some money off at checkout, and then the makeup artist also gets some money when those codes are used. So that's kind of a brief overview of kind of what we did yesterday. And so kind of just show you what we did. So this is the main feed. This is the profile view. I made the photos a little bit larger for more detail. And the notification screen, pretty self-explanatory. This is the affiliate codes page where you would go right here where that link is. And this is what it would look like to post a picture with adding your affiliate codes and the products used. And then this is the detail photo page. And then I also realized I didn't do like a login page yesterday, so I kind of just made one.
I was going to say a little something new.
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, so that's super simple. I realized that I didn't do that yesterday, so.
Cool, yeah, and I see on the stream we have like Benziki's design, which is saying like new UX UI designer. So yeah, whether you're like newer in design or like more of a, experienced designer, we'll be going through like some tips and tricks and things like that. I also see my friend Chelsea Turner who's tuning in from Boston, so a little shout out to Chelsea.
Hey, Chelsea.
But yeah, yesterday Sally started all the way from sketches. So that was like sort of the process was starting from sketching out what she might want to design and then coming in and making these screens in like low fidelity.
Yep, exactly. All right, so I kind of, I don't really have a set color palette or any typography set, so I kind of wanted to get some feedback from chat on that today. I had some ideas. This isn't gonna be super color heavy because it is, a social app, and if you notice on Instagram, they don't use a whole lot of colors. There's pops of colors here and there. So I do wanna use, color here and there, but it won't be super heavy. because obviously there's photos and those are going to be filled with color. So
yeah, yeah. I feel like generally with like photo apps, you find like with photo editing apps or just apps that are around like centered around photography. Usually the UI will be super like really clean, like not as much color, like very monotone, just to let the images speak for themselves.
Exactly.
To be like white or off gray or a black or something like that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it's going to be a lot of black. Obviously, the font or the font's going to be black. The icons are going to be black, stuff like that. But I do have a few ideas for colors. Like for this login screen, obviously we want to use a color, maybe a gradient. I like gradients. I know some people don't, but I think they're cool.
Love me a good gradient.
Yeah, exactly. And then, so also for the profile page, this kind of hero image, I'm thinking the idea would be like you can upload any photo you want there, but maybe like a nice gradient up there with the photo, with a user photo there,
cool.
Something like that. So I have a few color ideas. Maybe I'll just kind of input them in the login screen to kind of just see how they look. But if anyone has any cool gradient colors or ideas, that'd be awesome. Let's see.
Yeah, let us know in the chat if you have a preference between some of the color choices that Sally has up in the top, or like how you guys go about finding colors or choosing those, and we can talk a little bit more about colors in general. But yeah, feel free to vote off of sort of the top ones that Sally has going on.
I know for me, color can take me a really long time to figure out sometimes because you just want to get it perfect, and a lot of times I kind of sit there and I'm like sitting there for a really long time trying to figure it out. So hopefully that won't happen today. Okay, let's try this purple one first, which is kind of similar to the color that I had for my beauty book app, which was an app that I had, kind of a sister app to the one I'm doing today, which was more of like a beauty review app, so you could review makeup and skincare, and that kind of used a heavy purple-ish gradient, purple-blue gradient.
Yeah, if you head on over, like on my screen, I have up Sally's website, and there's like the beauty book app, so you can kind of get a feel for that look and style, which is sort of the inspiration or something you talked about of like the inspiration for getting into this design. So view that case study. I see the gradients.
Do you see gradients, guys? Yeah. Kind of a fan. I just love color.
Yep. Yeah, so this is a good look and feel to get a sense of, and I've gone through this before, sort of like the problem and the solution. You talked yesterday sort of about your process of like doing user research and gathering data and having personas and things like that. So feel free to check out Sally's website. We won't go too much into detail, but just like to give you a sense of the context of the beauty book app she's been describing.
Yeah, exactly. Thank you for that.
Yes,
very helpful. Okay, so yeah, as obviously you can see, this one's kind of similar. It's a little lighter on the second color. It's not as bright. I'm not sure if I want to keep it with the same kind of color scheme since it is kind of a sister app, or if I want to change it up. So let's see.
Cool, yeah, and Tim's saying if you assign like a number or letter to like any of those, then we can like take a poll in the chat.
That's a very good idea.
Easily.
Let's do that.
Julia says, love gradients.
Awesome. Okay, so let's make this. See, I'm not even sure if I fully like these 100%. Let me change this second color. Sorry. It's a little nicer. This one is not a gradient. No, wait, which one is not?
I think the blue one?
Yeah, this one.
The top,
the top one is. Yeah, so we could do maybe one non-gradient. So 1, 2, 3, 4. 3, what is happening here? lighter and this a little. Pretty subtle. I don't want it to be too crazy of a gradient either. Purple and pink. I agree. I wasn't sure if pink was a was a good choice. I kind of thought about that too. Let's see what purple and pink looks like. I also didn't want to make it too feminine either because it is a beauty app, but also there are, you know, I don't want to just close it off for one gender. But maybe we can get kind of a nicer purpley pink.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, thanks Fatima for the
Yeah,
suggestion
appreciate
in the
that.
chat. Yeah, Stefan asks, for a beauty app, would you go for a gender neutral color or something more targeted towards your audience?
Hey, Stefan, that's my boyfriend,
Oh, is it
actually.
really?
Yeah. Yeah.
Stefan.
Yeah, so that's a good question. I think it's best to yeah, I mean, you don't want to close it off for a full gender, but also being that it is kind of a colorful beauty, like makeup app, I think these kind of colors work for that. And I'm not sure if it's super, could be super gendered or not. But I wouldn't want to use like all bright pinks or anything like that.
Yeah, and I think it's a good point to make just when like picking colors, there are certain associations.
Exactly.
Like whether you're designing a beauty app or something else, like sometimes people have certain associations with whether it's like gender or something else. Colors do have a lot of meaning. So being very mindful of like what your audience is and what you're designing for and what people might associate those colors with when you're choosing them.
Yeah, totally. Okay, yes, a fifth color. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, ready?
Tim
go.
is like, are you kidding me? I already made a poll and I only had 4. Sorry, Tim.
Sorry about it. So let's just, I actually kind of like this one. So let's see.
I think you made a new poll. Trying again. Thanks, Tim.
Oh,
I think also when it comes to color and just like some tips on color, so I have up Adobe Color, which is also a great place to come if you're just exploring and trying to figure out, like you don't have a base and you're just trying to play with color. You can go through and sort of choose like, oh, I want triad or shades, and you can start to find complementary colors or just like start to explore with, you know, a color palette. So this is a good place to come. You can also explore just kind of like what other people are using in their artwork and pulling colors from that, because Adobe Color also has an app, so you can use it, and when you're out in like the real world, you can like capture color in real time. So if you like see a beautiful sunset, you know, you can hold it up and like it'll collect like, you know, 5 colors from like the scene that you have, and then it'll save to your library and you can just use it across the Creative Cloud. So that's also like a fun little color tip.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's awesome. Okay, so maybe I'll just make a few of these with the different color choices, or how does the poll work?
So Tim says, looks like the 5th gradient is in the lead.
Okay. I kind of agree
That
with
first
that.
one, yeah.
Cool. And then I kind of like works with the Beauty Book app too, because that kind of pulls in the same kind of colors, although this one kind of does too. But yeah. Okay, let's.
Oh, and yeah, so Adobe Color is the website, but it's the one that you download is called Adobe Capture, the Adobe Capture app, and that it has the color aspect in it. It also has like you can live capture typography and like match like kind of like what font it is, and you can also capture images and then like it'll live create vector objects for you, so you can use them in Illustrator and just bring them in. So a lot of fun like capture elements.
Awesome. Okay, so let's go with this one. Again, it's not going to be used a ton. What I'm thinking of doing, you know, kind of similar to what Instagram does, is like adding a circle or, you know, that color around the circle like that. Cool. So now that we have got that, I'm gonna start on typography. I have one in mind that I sometimes use because it works well for these kind of things. If anyone has any similar kind of looking typeface to this, Work Sans is really nice, and I think it's not too bulky, it's not too, you know, serif-y. But if anyone has any suggestions or similar ones, let me know. Oops.
Do you have a place that you typically go to find fonts, or?
Yeah, I actually really like Google Fonts a lot.
Okay.
Yeah. That's a pretty cool place to go. They have a ton, and it's pretty easy to search for them. How should I do that? As a border or a fill? Probably a fill. That's too much, I think. I think that should probably be just one color, not the gradient, since it's too small of a button.
Cool, yeah, and we have our Chat and Win countdown going on, so in less than 10 minutes we'll have that section. And to answer Johnson's question about what it is, it's your chance to win 100 free Sticker Mule stickers. So you just have to be active in the chat, especially during the time of Chat and Win portion, and you could potentially win. Yeah, it's very easy.
Yes, 100 free stickers is awesome.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna download some icons for these in a second. I showed this yesterday. It's kind of my favorite icon place. Let's see.
Oh yeah, we went through a lot of icon stuff.
And I always try and find similar icons, which can be kind of difficult, at the...
Yep, definitely. Yeah, if you're not making your own and you're going out and you're trying to find a couple icons to use, you'll find one you really like, but then finding some that don't look, and I think finding ones that just the thickness or the styling,
Exactly,
so
yeah.
when you're looking at all of them together, it doesn't one isn't just catching your eye more than the others, or they don't look really wonky, can take some time.
Yeah. So hopefully it doesn't take too much time today. That seems like a similar thickness.
Yeah. Johnson got so excited when I said their name on the chat.
Oh.
I had to say it again just to see it in all caps. So excited. Yeah, let us know if you guys have any questions around anything that Sally's working on, career questions, general design system questions. We're here to chat with you guys while we're on the stream.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do you ever use the assets panel for collecting colors and using those across? I find especially useful when using gradients because
Yes.
then you don't have it having to match the exact same gradient. If I
Yeah.
just have it already in my assets panel, I can just quickly
realize that I
use
didn't do that for some silly reason. There we go.
Nice. Yeah, so it's really simple. If you
Super
just
easy.
add it to your assets panel, then you can use it across, and when you select another object, you can just select it from that color panel and you'll have it really quickly. And then you can also make really large changes. So if you change that color, it'll change across your entire artboard, which is really awesome. Actually, I can show that off really quickly on my screen just so you get
Yeah.
a sense. So
That'd be
in
great.
here I have my assets and I added colors. You can also add typography, so as she's working on finding all of her fonts, then if you decide and you go through your entire design and then you realize, oh shoot, I want to change all my header styles, you don't have to go individually into each one. So basically to add it, you just select your object and then you hit the plus button and it'll add into this assets panel. But the really cool thing is basically if I decide I want to change this color that I've been using, if you right click and then select edit, you'll see that, oh, here we go. I gotta move it to maybe, is it this color here? I gotta pick the right one first and foremost. Is it this? As I change my colors, apparently I don't have this one across my entire artboard. Let's see which one this is. DDD. Do I have that? Let's see. There we go. All right. So I have that. Then as soon as I change that color, it changes everywhere that I have it. So I don't have to go into each one individually if I decide that I want to change it to a different color. So that's a really easy and nice hack of having all those. And then also components, if you have buttons that you're using consistently, I would maybe make that a component, and then that way if I make any changes, it'll change across my entire artboard.
Very cool, yeah. Alright, so... Nope.
Nice. So you're going to go in and add a little icon next to each of those.
Just to give it a little bit more something there.
So Johnson does have a question around, I'm a professional graphic designer. How do I become a UI UX designer?
That's
Do you have any thoughts on switching sort of within the design fields, but kind of going into a different area?
Yeah, I think that's really interesting. I think it'll probably be, I don't know, easier is the word, but yesterday when I kind of introduced my background and stuff, I was talking about how I started off in sales, which is very different. I did have a background in photography, so I knew that, art was really interesting for me, but it was definitely a totally different thing. So coming from graphic design, where you probably already have, a good sense of design in general, I think you'll probably be on a pretty good, foot there. But just learning the processes, I think, UI and UX processes, doing a lot of user research and really understanding that. I did a boot camp. I know there's a lot of people that do boot camps that come from graphic design backgrounds, so I highly recommend doing something like that if you really want to actually do that as a job. That way you can learn all of those, all those processes that differ from graphic design.
Yeah, I actually studied graphic design, but ended up, obviously I'm an experienced designer now. But I feel like, like looking into different inspiration places that people are creating those user experiences, and then what their process is, like Sally said. And I would also say just kind of trying to do it. Like we talked about trying to work on passion projects or side projects. If you, I know it's hard to find the time, but trying to make that time to practice and to go through the flows yourself is really useful. And especially for if you're trying to get a job in that field, then if you are making stuff that you can show sort of how you've started to think about creating those larger experiences and thinking through who your user is and maybe some research and again what the process would be, then it might be a bit easier to have those conversations with someone that would want to hire you.
Yeah, absolutely.
Was that your computer?
I'm not sure what just happened there. All right, so this would also be a good place to actually have the name of. So that's the other thing, the name of this app. What will that be? I was thinking, since my last app was called Beauty Book, I was thinking Beauty Look, but
oh, clever.
I don't know. If anyone has any better names than that in chat, please.
Ooh, okay,
please
so
let me know.
new thing in chat to vote for. We have Beauty Look.
Yes.
So what should we name the app? Beauty Look, option 1. And then any other suggestions, open suggestions. Let us know in the chat. Beauty Look, Kiss to Golf Beauty Book.
Yeah. And it's you're posting looks, right? Makeup looks. Oops.
Yes, a good note in the chat would be they're saying changing the key in icon with the to the password one and the
oh my gosh,
the swap there.
Thank you guys.
Good looks, Tim. Perfect timing. We are now going to head into the portion of Chat and Win, so make sure you're heading over into the Behance chat and being active, letting us know what you think we should name the app. And this is Chat and Win. We're back, and here's the drum roll. Make sure you're being active in the chat. Oh, okay, we have Get Glamorous as a potential name for the app.
Ooh.
Any other suggestions coming on in would be great to hear if you guys have ideas. Or just, again, let us know where you guys are tuning in from. We want to know. You guys are all over. I saw someone was coming in from India as well. So I know there's a big time difference from San Francisco to here. So I don't know what your... Beauty Castle.
Oh, that's cool.
Lookbook. Softy. We have, okay, so
wow, good job,
we've got
guys.
a lot of names coming in. These are good suggestions.
Lookbook.
Glam On.
Wow, guys, this is really good.
You're
much better than mine.
We've got a lot of suggestions, a lot of potential options here. Yeah, name for the app that Sally is designing
Yes.
right now. And congratulations to our Chat and Win winner. Brittany Chapin is our winner today. So you have just won 100 free Sticker Mule stickers, which is very exciting. And someone will be messaging you directly on Behance to let you know how you can actually get your prize for today. And for the rest of you, don't be too sad if you did not win, because you can still get 10 stickers for $1 using this code above me.
Nope.
It's every time. I had
You
it down
today.
earlier today.
You did.
So good. Yes, coming back around though. You can still get some awesome stickers, and this is a great deal. And then also there will be more streams later on in the week, and I'm sure there will be more chances to win stickers, to win different prizes. So tune in to Adobe Live later on in the week, and win more things.
Yes.
And congratulations, Brittany.
Yeah,
That's awesome.
Congrats. That's awesome. Okay, so let's see here. Thinking this should be moved down. And then the title or the name will go here.
The name of the app.
Yeah, the app. So what did we have again? We had a couple good ones. There was Lookbook.
Mm-hmm.
Is that a name of something already? It just sounds so perfect. Glam On was one.
Mm-hmm. Glam, Softy. Trying to remember what else.
Yeah.
Wow, we had people, Marissa from Austin, Julia from Sweden.
Oh, awesome.
Nika from Africa. We have people from all over the world. Thanks for tuning in.
Yeah.
For those of you who may be just joining, Sally is designing live in Adobe XD and working through a passion project of creating a beauty app that's sort of like a social app to post products and sell them or purchase them. So that is going on. And today is day 2, so she's working through like the higher fidelity, going through color and fonts and making it beautiful.
Yes.
Ooh, sparkle.
Sparkle.
Beautylicious. Is that someone say beautylicious? Wait.
Yeah.
Okay, I'm like, am I reading that correctly? My eyes, I don't have my glasses on. Beautylicious.
That's awesome.
I don't know why that one makes me
That's a
laugh
good
so
one.
much.
Okay, yeah, Lookbook is already a thing. Kind of like Glam On. Anyone else? Any other ones that they had posted earlier? I'm forgetting what some of them were, but let me make sure that
Blush was Brittany's
Blush.
suggestion as well.
That's good. Oops.
Brittany's on a roll. Won those stickers, popping out good.
Yeah,
names
wow,
here.
Brittany.
Good job, Brittany.
Good job. Blush. That's kind of nice. Aura. Gosh.
Aura, that's a good one, too.
How do I choose?
Like overwhelmed. with
Yeah.
options. It is one of those things too, like when you're looking for a name of an app or something like that, there's so many things to consider nowadays of like domain name, right? Like just sort of like, does it already exist? Does someone already have it? Can you like buy, does someone already have just like the website for it, or something like that?
Yeah.
And if it's like a good fit for your app. It can be so hard to decide. I feel like it's like getting a tattoo. I could never get it. Well, I have a really big fear of needles, so I would never get a tattoo. But I feel like it's one of those things that's just so permanent, like seemingly permanent, that it's so hard to decide what to get.
Absolutely. Should this be... I feel like there's a lot of white space here. I'm not sure. Okay, well, I can go back to that. Okay.
Do you have just a couple you're deciding between and you want people to vote on, or?
Yeah, so
Just
I
like
really
two
like
or-
Blush. Brittany, good job. Glam On was another one.
So maybe between Blush, Glam On, and what was your original one? Beauty Look.
Beauty Look.
Maybe vote between those 3. Let us know in the chat between those 3 options: Blush,
Glam On.
Glam On, and Beauty
Look.
Look. which one you think would be a good fit for Sally's app, and then we will pick the one that is most highly rated and name that for the app.
Yeah. Okay, so in the meantime, let's just start on another one so we can keep going.
See, and it's crazy, like we talked about low fidelity versus high fidelity a little bit yesterday, but it's crazy, like it's hard when you're in low fidelity sometimes to feel like, oh, like these like don't look very good, but it's really just like getting all of your ideas and like all the content that you're gonna want on the page, and you'll start changing those like as Sally was going through the visual design, like those already started to change drastically, and you'll continue to like make a lot of changes.
Exactly.
But, and again, like deciding when to show things to clients, like that's why I usually tend to find that it's so hard to show them something that's low fidelity because they have a hard time sort of imagining still what it'll be, and there's sort of that gap, but like higher fidelity is just like a bit cleaner and easier for them to get on. Great, so people are voting, starting to vote. We have couple votes for blush so far, one for Glam On.
Blush, Glam On.
Cool, so keep those coming, and then we'll see what you guys think is the
Couple minutes,
top one.
Okay, so this is the feed. Just realize maybe this should be black or darker.
I'm thinking that it seems like a lot of people are voting for blush right now.
Okay,
So I
let's
think
just do that
blush
then.
might be the way to go.
Cool. Blush it is.
Blush it is.
Thank you.
Thanks everyone for voting
For
on
voting.
the chat.
Okay, so I'm not gonna make a full logo because I am not an illustrator or good at logos. Sorry. So we will try and pick a font. Maybe that looks better than this. Let's see. Oops. Okay. Now this is the hard part. Okay. What do you think? Should it be kind of, I kind of want it thin like this, or it could, because if you do like a cursive font, I feel like those can be kind of too much sometimes. Do you have any good?
Yeah, if they're like
type-
too script. I feel like,
Yeah.
trying to pick just like a few fonts that go well together, like across your app. Like, you don't want to have like a ton, like, like 10 different fonts that you're using across the board.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
because you also have all of your weights. Like, you can use, like, within one font, you have like options to have it be like thin or regular or medium or bold or, condensed bold, or like you have all those options. And then you can also play with whether it's like italic or whatever, right? So there's a lot of different options within one font. Yes, Chelsea, good catch as well. There's also all caps.
Yep.
Thank you. That's so depending on like the look and feel that you want, like if you want something that's a bit
That looks better.
softer, you could maybe do lowercase. If you want something that's, like a lot of like active, like sports things kind of have like those, want like sharper edges or something like that. So they might choose all caps or something. So.
Right. So fonts.adobe.com/collections.
Yeah, so
That could be
fonts have
helpful.
different like packs also that you can like quickly download if you're looking for inspiration on what type of fonts to use. So Adobe Fonts is also a great place to
Yeah.
go. And it's all like you just have to like click sync and it will automatically sync to all of your applications in the Creative Cloud. So
Sweet.
it's all connected.
Um,
And yeah, Brittany, on fire.
Yeah, seriously,
won the
Brittany.
stickers, won the name. We'll have to do another poll and see if you can like get 3 for 3, like just for the sake of it.
That would be cool. Okay, so what are we thinking?
I did kind of like it lowercase though for this one. kind of less
Yeah,
harsh
let's
on
see
it.
what it looks like. This thing doesn't work.
And I will say, today we set up Sally with a mouse from the start. Yesterday on the stream,
I was
didn't have a mouse.
struggling.
It was a little bit of a struggle.
It was a little
But Paco
struggle.
came in clutch.
Yeah. So thank you. I kind of like the thinness of that. I think that kind of works well for what we're doing. Yeah, I think lowercase. Yeah, I think lowercase probably works a little better.
See, and it goes to show, like, there's so many iterations that you can do.
Yeah.
And you can always come back and, like, adjust things later, or, like, you know, so you can spend so much time just designing one screen.
Exactly, you really can.
I usually have, like, a couple artboards, and sometimes I have to, like, walk away. Sometimes
Yes, I can't look at the screen for some
Sometimes
time,
I'll put, like,
yeah.
a couple of the options up, and I just really can't decide. So I'll move on to something else. I, like, can't look at them, and then I come back to, like, the view of all of them, like, okay, quick. I'm just like, oh,
Yep.
yeah, like, this one definitely isn't working.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
So this is another thing that I could probably spend a lot of time on, but I don't have forever.
So people in the chat, like Anna's saying, oh, like, I love the name blush. Now I kind of feel like the gradient needs to
Should
be
be
in the blush
blush
color
color.
family, maybe.
Oh.
Alvin, like the first font, maybe it was like softer, more posh.
Who's the first?
But Anna said it could be more unique with the purple. I think, you know, you have a little bit of that pink coming in, which is nice.
Yeah.
So.
I
And it
think,
is just one screen, so you never know what the other elements will be.
yeah.
These are good suggestions. Keep them coming in the chat.
I think since I know I could probably spend 80 years on that, I'm gonna just leave it for now, and then always, like you said, you can always come back and be like, oh wait, this looks better doing.
Wait, we don't have 80 years on this stream?
Yeah, so
Good to know.
good to know. That would be insane. All right, so let's start on the feed. I have this cool plugin. I think I showed people yesterday.
Boom. I love it.
Cool.
Yeah, Adobe XD has some great plugins. What is the name of this one specifically?
This is literally just called User Profile.
User profile. Yep. So it'll just plug in random profile pictures, so you can get like that really quickly instead of having to like look for them all yourself individually and drop them in.
Oops, that's not what I meant to do.
Cool. So as Sally goes through the rest of that, I do want to make a note because we're about 45 minutes out from the daily creative challenge, just give you guys a little bit more info on that. So I have up the page, behance.net/challenge/XD, and this is the daily creative challenge that we have going on today. So if you come down here, you can see that for July 30th, we have design for multiple screens. So design the details page for a car purchasing experience on both mobile and web. Consider how the call to action differs between surfaces. So Sam Anderson was on before this, giving a little bit of instructions. But again, you can just quickly click get started. There's instructions all in here. I do have the actual file, so when you download it, it looks like this. It'll give you some resources, some inspiration, and you can quickly get started. So download this, and if you are able to get it done in time, then upload it to Discord, and in under 45 minutes, Sally and myself will be going through the Discord channel, and we can provide feedback and take a look and showcase the work that you guys have been doing for today's challenge. So make sure that you're getting involved with the XD challenge for today.
So that's a bit thick, I think. But works for now. Let's make these a little thicker.
And you described those sections yesterday, but those are the stories portion?
Yeah, sorry. Those are like the stories portion, exactly.
Nice. Ooh, it's subtle, but you're using the gradient on it, right? I like that.
Yeah, I think it was
just a one tone.
Thick. Maybe I'm not doing something right. So yeah, what do you think? I feel like there should be a little white space around. Is that too thick, this one?
So you're trying to decide, you're thinking through having the color touching directly on the photo
Yeah,
versus having some space around it?
These have borders on them.
Yeah, it might be nice to have a little bit of white space between, just because depending on what the photo is, it might blend a little bit, like with that first one there.
Yeah. I think that probably looks a little better. Maybe I can make it thicker, but I can come back to that too. One around these. Yeah, that's better.
Yeah, I would even make them like thicker. I love seeing like the color in them. For the stories.
Yeah, maybe I can make these. Oops. Yeah. Yeah, these photos are a little bit dark. The ones that they put in are a little bit dark, so it's too bad. That's okay. Use this one here. I need to.
Yeah, so in the chat there was some conversation going on around sort of the differences between UX designers and UI designers and sort of what that means. Do you have any thoughts on that?
Yeah, I think they obviously go hand in hand a lot of times, right? That's why UI, UX designers. UI is more obviously user interface based, so more of what I'm doing right now, more designing the interface, and then the UX is probably more of, designing the experience as a whole. I'm technically a product designer, so I mainly focus on UI components and stuff like that.
Yeah, so a little bit more of like the visual elements and the design systems maybe and pieces like that, those principles, and then for the experience, a lot of kind of like what that flow is going to be and the user journey as they go through the entire experience.
Yep.
Yeah. Great question. Yeah, and today, so like right now we're in Adobe XD and we're in the design mode, so you can see at the very top of the application, it says design and it has a little mark underneath that. Yep. And right next to it is prototype. So later in the stream, we'll hopefully get to prototyping this
Yeah,
up. So
hopefully.
that is, hooking up, when I actually click the sign up button, then it takes me to the next screen, and then within that screen, if the user clicks here, then this happens. So actually thinking through how all of these individual pages actually connect to make that full experience. And it's really easy and fun. It's nice to see it come alive so quickly when prototyping. So, and there's a lot of interactions you can play with, so it'll be fun to get to that portion too.
Yeah, definitely. So it's a little crowded. So now I'm going to I downloaded a few Adobe stock images beforehand, and I thought this was really cool. And you download them to your library. You just go here to open CC libraries, and they're all in there. Let's use... Oh. It still has a watermark on it, but that's okay for now.
Yeah, so we talked about this earlier, you just go to Adobe Stock and you can search for different images or videos and templates, and then Sally found some that she liked, and there's a couple different options, you can download it directly to your desktop, or you can save it to your CC library, which is what Sally did, and then she didn't have to purchase these because they still have the watermark on them, and what's really nice about it is then you can drop them in your design and actually see if they work or not, because sometimes it'd be horrible to have to purchase a photo, you start using it, and then when you actually make your design, you're like, oh, this actually isn't working because the composition or the colors or whatever. So you actually are able to use it, and then once you have it in your design, you can also just simply, in Creative Cloud libraries, if you right-clicking on the photo brings up an option to license, and it'll just erase the watermark immediately, and it'll stay in your design, so you don't have to do anything else.
Totally. So I'm feeling this is a little... Oh, I just realized it's not a rectangle. It's okay. I'm just gonna see what this looks like as the top nav. I think this is too big, the hamburger icon.
Yeah, that looks a lot better.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's pretty big. I think now that you have the font in that you are going to use. So we talked about this a little bit yesterday also, but as Sally's going through and I feel like playing with the sizing of the fonts and kind of how bold it is or thin, trying to decide if it actually feels like it's the right size or not. We talked about actually looking at it directly on the device was sort of a tip we had yesterday. So there is the Adobe XD app that you can download as well, and there's an Android and iPhone version, and then on the iPhone version there's live updates, so if you update the design, if it's plugged in, you can see it in real time update on your phone as well, but it's a good way to actually feel does this feel too small on the actual device, because when you're designing on the screen, you're zooming in and out, it's hard to really tell what's going to feel right, but it's a good way to just sort of double check, oh yeah, this is way too small.
Yeah, definitely. Okay, so Make it not super white. Oops.
It's already starting to like come so much more to life when you start adding in all the photos and
Yeah.
the colors and everything.
Yeah, I think that's looking better.
Nice.
And okay, I think I'm just gonna keep going, and then I always come back and like just fix stuff because I don't want to take too much time on just each and every page.
What's next?
Let's do,
Profile page?
yeah. I'm just gonna go in order here. So that's actually make. I don't know why this left thing doesn't work on the mouse.
So Sally just made that a component really
Yeah.
quickly. So now you can see there's like a little mark in the top left corner sometimes that you'll see that like will notify you that it is
That's
now a
the-
component.
yeah,
So
and this is the master component, right? Yeah.
master. Yep. The master component.
And it's awesome that you can just edit each one individually without going through a lot of annoying processes. Profile. This would probably be the username, but I don't feel like coming up with a username at the moment. Okay, cool. So
I'm sure we could come up with a username really quickly.
yeah, if anyone
Chat.
wants, yeah, anyone's username. I'm sure it's an easy thing to come up with.
Brittany, come on. What's our username going to be? This is our third. No, I'm just kidding. Putting you on the spot on the chat. I mean, you could just put your last name. I can never pronounce it correctly. Tugendman. Yeah.
Tugendman, yeah.
Tugendman. I
Close
always have to.
enough.
I have to kind of like give it a little something because otherwise I lose it halfway in.
I'll just use my name. What am I doing?
Yeah.
I'll just use my name.
Like how you went with Sally after all that. Sign your last name.
That's kind of weird. I could here, maybe I can show what it looks like to add.
Yeah, how you brought those into the library.
Yeah.
That'd be great.
So this is obviously Adobe stock, and let's think of this could be a good hero image.
What type of image are you looking for?
So I'm looking for this top image here. So what would that look like?
Oh, for the banner image.
Yeah, the
Okay.
banner image, sorry.
I mean, even the makeup tools ones are kind of cool. Kind of
Oh,
abstract-y
yeah.
for
That's a
like
good point.
a
Yeah,
banner.
totally. And so you just
Just
save
click
to
save.
library.
Yeah, so you can either save to library, which is what Sally did, which goes directly into your CC libraries across all your apps. You can download a preview, which will just download it. You can download it directly to your desktop, or open, and it'll give you some options of like which application you want to open it in.
Yep.
And that's not like purchasing it yet. It's just kind of still with the watermarks. You can test it out. Brittany for the win. Sally Beauty Supply. There it goes. Good job, Brittany. And even when you drop those in, you can still like double click in and like adjust
Yeah.
like exactly where you want it, where it's being cropped and not, yeah.
That's awesome. That's really, really, really awesome. All right, so
Rajesh on the chat, wow, 20K followers already?
I know, right?
And only following 500 people, very exclusive.
Yes, very.
Sally knows a lot of people. What can we say?
Definitely don't even have close to that. Cool. Oops. What is her name? Sally.
There we go. Last name.
There's
there,
my
too.
last name. And let's make this.
To say that I don't think it's like fully distributed evenly. And maybe like your
Oh, it's-
name still looks slightly off-centered
Yeah.
from that.
Yeah, I think.
You can always use the distribution tools too. Oh, there you go. I think that's.
Yeah, it's because my name is. It looks a little bit awkward with the last name being so long.
No, I think that's better.
Yeah. Oh, that's because that's a fill.
So it is nice. I feel so the eyedropper, which you've been using
Mhm.
consistently, is like something that we've had in like a lot of other Adobe applications, but it took a little bit for like the XD. It's kind of relatively new in Adobe XD, but that's
Right.
because like the team thinks through literally every single feature that's added. Like they even though it's kind of like iconic in all the other apps or something, they rethink like, is it the right way is it being done the correct way, or like, you know, how can we rethink this tool for like this application? And a reminder, like yesterday I showed off Adobe uservoice.com, but again, like this is a great place to go to see the types of features that are being worked on, and also to vote for the ones that you want to see within Adobe XD, the application. The team takes a look at this, and you can upvote on the ones that you really want to have in the application, and you can see whether they've started the feature or if it's under review, and just start to make sure that this application is meeting like the needs that you want. They really are trying to hear from you guys of like what you want this app to become and the features that you need when you're designing. So great place to check out adobe.uservoice.com. Cool, yeah, and Tim just sent it over in the chat, so you can take a look
Awesome.
too.
So this, let's see. So
So Julia asks which programs are best to do transition animations between different screens created in Adobe XD. When we get to like the prototyping portion of this in just a little bit, then I think you can see that there's actually animations and transitions in prototyping mode. So as you select, oh, I want this button to go to this page, you can select different types of transitions. If you want it to like slide in from the left or slide in from the right, like very simple transitions to more finessed ones as well. So there's a little bit more power to it as well if you want to get fancy with it. So stay tuned and we'll get into the prototyping mode soon too.
Yeah.
And yeah, Joe, ProtoPie is also an animation tool if you want to get really into like micro interactions.
So since it's on this page, you want to highlight that that's the page that it's on. I kind of want to get rid of this box though.
When it comes to sharing your prototype after, have you ever played much with the like sharing feature in Adobe XD?
I honestly, I don't do a lot of prototyping in general. I primarily am designing a lot of, you know, static like components and stuff for our dashboard.
Yep.
So I actually really haven't used it much. So I mean, yeah.
Yeah, I found, because a lot of times I feel like people would like just share their files generally.
Yeah.
It depends like how your team works and stuff.
I usually put them in Zeppelin or something like that for the engineers to
Take a
go
look
through.
and go through. Well, I do want to show off that since like the chat's sort of talking a little bit about prototyping and animations right now. So I have a file open just to go back to this one. It's not a very interesting file, but in prototyping mode, I have a couple of these screens hooked up already, so you can see these transitions here. And all I did was selected it and then dragged this handle over. So that basically just shows that when I click on this artboard, it goes to the next one. You can also get as specific as, you know, double clicking into a specific element, so an object, and then having saying, oh, when you click here specifically, it'll go to this screen. But I really want to show off the share feature. So there's a couple different options when you share XD files. So you can share for review, which will just you can add a password and all of that, and create a link. And this will allow you to share a link with, you know, your coworkers, with friends, whoever it is that you want to share it with. And when you take a look at this link, this is what they'll get. So you can share this web link. They can add comments and like pin it specifically to like places to give you feedback on the designs. And then it's also hooked up here, so you can click through and it'll give you like hints, like if they're clicking in the wrong section, that this is like the next clickable area. And they can actually walk through your prototype. So this is really good feature to know. And then the other cool share feature is instead of clicking share for review, there's share for development. So you started to talk about like sharing files with engineering, and this one is basically like helping to share like specs and things like that.
Awesome.
So like I sometimes have had to redline. I don't know if any of you guys on the chat have had to redline any of your designs before. But it can be a pain. But sharing for review has this specs mode. So you can toggle between these two. So this specs mode, basically, I didn't do anything except for share for review, and it has now pulled out all of the colors that are in my file with like the hex code,
awesome.
like the gradient amount, all of that, all of my character styles that I've used. It's pulled out, and then it also notes all of the interactions, so all of the prototyping transitions and everything that I use. So this is great for like handing it off to someone who wants all those details for like a little bit of that transition with engineering. And again, they can like click through this entire thing and sort of see. And then also like hovering on the actual artboard, it redlines the whole thing for you. So you can like in real time kind of see what all of this spacing is like in your designs. So
That's
you know,
awesome.
some engineers still want like your actual hard files and like to go in, but this is also like a great easy way to share
That's awesome.
that with designers.
So I just went and added a few more pictures.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah. I just have these. Obviously, this is not all the same person, but that's okay.
Maybe Sally's one of those like Instagram people that's
But
just like
just
a general,
makeup
like
artist.
beauty.
And
that
they
thing.
like do makeup looks.
They take photos of other. They do
Exactly.
makeup and then
Yes.
take photos of their
Exactly.
clients, the other people.
Exactly. Cool. So
I like how we're talking about you in third person now.
I know.
it's kind of you, but it's not. Yeah.
I know it is. It is kind of weird. All right. So that's a general idea, I think, for now. And this is what I usually do, right? I usually try and get most of the elements on the page and then be able to just nitpick things later. Let me see. Since we have a lot of pages or screens on my wireframes, I just want to make sure that I get the absolute, like, most important done. So I think notifications is like, you know what that kind of looks like. So maybe we'll just do the codes now.
Yeah, the codes aspect of yours seems like a
Kind of the big part
of
of the app, yeah. Let's move these up there. So this is.
What are you thinking through as you're moving these?
So I just wanted to have like a list, just kind of make it look a little bit nicer. Actually, it's an awesome feature.
I love the face you made when you like pulled
Yeah.
it down.
it's very nice. Those arrows do not look good.
Well, just a quick reminder that in about 15 minutes, we're going to be checking out your Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge submissions. So if you have any work that you're doing on those, just be wary of the time and make sure that you're sending them through on Discord channel. And Sally and I will be taking a look at those in a little bit.
Yes, excited to see those. Oops.
Yeah, we're super excited to see what you guys have been working on. And today's challenge is the designing for a car application, I believe, right?
Oh, yeah. Cool.
The one that Sam was showing off. Yeah, purchasing a car. That's right.
Okay.
Car
That's gonna be a good
purchasing.
one. Oops. These arrows are not nice. So maybe I will. Oops.
Joe Mihajlo, sorry if I butchered your name. Kimbelly, thank you for joining us on the chat. Sally, this is day 2. She has been designing live in Adobe XD and is working on a passion project in the beauty space.
Yes.
And we're getting through going through the typography and like color choices right now.
Oops. just realized that is not right.
I love how close you're getting to this.
I can't
Can you
see.
All of a sudden I saw you going like this, like your head fully disappeared.
I could have zoomed my screen in. I'm like, what?
I literally looked up and I was like, where
are you going?
I had to look at you in real life. I'm like, what is happening? I mean, you can also zoom on your computer. Always fun watching people work. It's okay. I have the issue where, so I told you how I have like a full monitor that I have at my desk and I could plug into that, but I never really do. But when I do, I don't take full advantage. I still typically will look at my lower screen, so on this laptop, but then I'll just use my larger monitor to like put my like Finder windows or like a couple like elements that I just grab from. So it looks weird because I will use this keyboard like on my laptop, but be looking at the bigger screen. And people have come up to me and been like, "What are you like? This you look kind of like you look like something's wrong. Like what are you doing?" And I'm like, "Oh man."
I realized I had forgotten to redo the bottom nav thing.
Yeah, so Sally's probably going to get started like on the bottom nav. Let us know in the chat if you have any ideas around how to make that bottom nav specific to like which sections you're in. So like if we should, like if you're on the feed, like if any of those, like for profile, like how to make it so that it's clear like that she's on the profile section, like whether it's adding more color or making the icon, you know, bolder or something like that. If you have suggestions, let us know.
Yeah, definitely. Codes pages.
Jennifer, hi, thanks for joining us on the chat. Another like thing with just like you've been using a lot of rounded corners. I don't know if you guys have thoughts on like those fully like round like pill shaped buttons versus like harder like sharp corners or anything like that. It is really nice like using the rounded corners. Like you can either like on an actual rectangle like real time like adjust the corners for everything, or in the right hand panel, so it has like those little marks there, or on the right hand panel there's the section where you can adjust like all the corners, or if you hit the one on the right side next to it, it breaks it out into every single corner, so you can actually just have like maybe the top two be round and the bottoms be like sharp edges, which are nice sometimes for like card style designs and things like that. So a lot of little tip features on that. So Brittany suggested maybe for, like we've been talking about the bottom nav suggestions, maybe the icon turns purple when it's on that specific page.
I like that idea, yeah.
We can see if that's, I think I'm just wondering like if it'll be like bold enough, like clear enough, because it might still be a little subtle, but I think that is a good way. Color is definitely a good way to differentiate.
Yeah, that's a good idea. That's gonna change everything, huh?
There's so many different ways to like show off selection. I feel like some people use like a little hairline sometimes above a section, or they might have like the entire background of that one icon, like the little square section, become like a darker kind of like more selected color or something like that. Or you can just do like the icon, like Sally's done, of just making the icon a different color. Yeah, Max said maybe a small underline under the icon. So maybe like a combination of some of the things too might be helpful.
Yeah, totally. I think that's bold enough because you don't want to draw too much attention to that small icon. But yeah.
Does the place that you work have a brand guideline or like for buttons or things like that? Is there like a standard styling?
So we are it was actually kind of my job to start creating like a style guide, which I did when I kind of first started. I was actually the first product designer brought on to the team.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, full-time product designer. So we didn't really have anything like that. But we also have, it's kind of different because we have a lot of different, we have like a core product and then we have like a totally new vertical product. So a lot of things are different. But for a core product, yeah, we have like a general kind of like components and style guide type thing.
Okay.
There we go. That's better.
That's why sometimes I feel it's fun also, like it makes it really easy when your company or the place that you're working has like a style guide because you can quickly just kind of input all of those pieces. But it's also fun sometimes to do like passion projects like this where you don't have like any guideline, like you can kind of go a little crazy and like play with some more funky styling or something too, and get creative with it because you don't have like those restrictions or even like client work, you know, you're getting feedback from them. So working on like a project for yourself, just like for your portfolio or for fun, gives you like a bit more freedom.
Yeah, totally.
You don't have like anyone telling you what to do.
Oops. Oh, oops. There we go. Okay. So I'm gonna make this like a fill. That's better. Yeah, that looks better.
Nice.
Now these arrows. I could probably spend some time fixing them or just download a.
Probably leave them for now. Oh, is there any other? Probably have like 5 minutes, then we'll do the feedback stuff.
Okay.
And I want to make sure too you can get a chance to kind of show off some of the like click through, just like
Quick
thing
prototype.
too.
Yeah,
So
for sure.
what do you think?
I'll just keep them for now.
Maybe just that bottom one. The bottom one's like at like a slight
It
angle.
is
It's like not quite
so
at the full.
annoying.
I'm like maybe just that
Just
one.
that one, please. Then I'm not connecting either. That's okay. It's better.
Huh. Eases my heart.
Yeah, me too.
Feel better.
That was a
now
little.
I can do anything.
Yeah.
He was like just off slightly.
Yep.
Slightly enough where I was like, wait a
It
second.
needs to be changed. Yeah. And
This looks good.
yeah, it looks pretty good. Let's do. Yeah, we don't have too much time.
Yeah, so we're under the 5-minute mark. We're going to be transitioning soon to take a look at the daily creative challenge submissions that you guys have been working on, and we'll be providing feedback. So Sally's going to go through and kind of finish up this design, and then we'll also like get into prototyping after this.
Yeah, none of the arrows are straight. They are not straight at all.
We know.
We know. For sake of time, yeah, they're bothering me too. Don't worry.
So remind me, which page is this one?
So this is going to be the how you post a photo. So it's going to show kind of how you would add your affiliate codes, and then how you would tag the products used as well. There's going to be like a little search option here that would have like, you would start typing and it would be like predictive text.
Nice.
Download pictures for that.
Siege.
Siege. Good looking at it. Yeah, those, I'm sorry guys, the arrows are super annoying, I know. Nope.
It's all part of the process.
Yeah.
Cool. So we can definitely transition now because we're at the zero countdown.
There you go, you got that one.
Down is easy, up is easy. It's my side directionality I'm very bad at. Okay, so we're gonna take a look and transition into the Adobe XD Daily Creative Challenge. So there were instructions on here. We're gonna actually take a look at some of the submissions for the quiz design section. So creating a flashcard app, having like progress bars or motivational messages, different inspiration in that. So for those of you who submitted to Discord, we're gonna take a look at a couple of these and then provide some feedback. So Jaydeep, if I pronounced that correctly, created this play and win big, participate daily, a new quiz, and you can win daily new surprises. All right, so let's play this animation. So you select the first one and submit. And you can see the progress.
I like that.
I like seeing the progress bar at the top so you kind of can see when you're
going to be completed, yeah.
Yeah. Nice. Yeah, this is great. It's cool to see like a kind of the full flow of kind of having a beginning screen with like when you start to having all the way through to this end, like you've completed the entire thing. Here's your overall score and a way to go all the way back home. So you kind of thought through like the full
flow
experience.
Yeah.
Yeah, I think the only, like, and just like for like detail things, I think that the only thing that's interesting is it's hard with having like this text here. When you start to have like part of the bar here, I saw like you tried to use lighter like font or lighter color on part of the word, but then like some of the letters are still dark, just which makes sense because you have like a really light part of it and a really dark part of it. I almost would prefer just to have all of it be one color, like maybe moving that text somewhere else, or like putting it below the progress bar so you don't have that issue at all of having to deal with the text. Any other thoughts on that?
I like the colors too, actually. The background color is cool with the green. The font, is it a little big? The submit is pretty big, but yeah, I think it looks really cool. I like the little micro interactions and stuff too.
Yeah. I also like how you thought through like when someone gets it correct and someone gets it wrong. Yeah, and the green is like very commonly like a color of like good, go, like you got this right, and like the red.
And that's
is,
a nice
like, wrong.
red too. That goes well with the other colors. So I think the colors look really good.
Awesome. Thank you for submitting this one. It's great to see. We're gonna take another look. We're gonna take a look at Misha's. Oh, I already have this one up. Oh, Michelle. I think submitted the other day as well, because we saw this same sort of setup too on Behance, which was nice. Having a little description of what it's going to be. This one's called Lingo Cards, and then has a nice like mock-up on the actual phones, which is really nice to see also. And then the prototype video, so let's take a look at this one. Ooh. I like how the buttons kind of transition up. Oh, like it's happening so fast. I don't even know.
I know.
These cards, I mean, it's really bold, like really clean, I feel like, in the design. Oh, for whoever's asking whose MacBook is going into space, that's definitely mine. Mine is powering up right now. I'm trying to keep it on the table. I've quit every app, by the way, to try and keep it quiet. Yeah, I think this looks really clean.
Yeah.
What else do you think?
You go back to it. Yeah, I like the bold colors. I really like the beginning too, where they had the list.
Oh, here?
Yeah, and that you could press more for more rather than just automatically having a super long list of items. So that's cool.
Totally. Yeah, I think this looks really great. I think just like for when we were watching it, again, like going through this later section here, it went through it like really fast. So just thinking about also like when you're, I know like you know your app really well, so you're like kind of clicking through to show it off. But I would even slow down a little bit because then I can kind of get a better feel for it, like being someone who isn't as familiar with it. But I think that it looks awesome.
Yeah.
Thank you for submitting to the daily challenge. We're going to take a look at one more, give some feedback. So this is Claire Bear's submission. Great username.
Yeah.
Ooh. Quiz Quest. First to the moon, speaking of launching. Okay, First to the Moon wins. Woo! Cool iteration.
Oh my gosh.
And sold. All right, it's a race. First to the moon wins. There's single, double, pick a topic, answer questions to get your flag onto the moon.
That's so clever.
Learn more about the universe. There's Earth questions, moon questions, and then you sort of launch. Not sure where I should click next. There's
single.
So it's selected single, and then the next thing is I would do launch. And again,
very cool.
Transitions. How old is the universe in years? Ooh. Any, what do you think? 10 billion. Here we go. This is the game portion of today. How old is the universe in years? A, 10 billion. B, 18 billion? Or C, 13 billion?
I'm gonna go
For
with
$500,000.
Oh, really? Awesome.
I've always wanted to be a little, game show host.
I'm gonna go with the oldest, but 18. I honestly don't know.
B, 18 billion? Is that your final answer?
It's like really old.
All right. Oh, 13 million.
All right, in the middle.
All right, question 2. How many planets are in the solar system? 8, 9, or 11? I like how the hover kind of gives it away in this way.
Yeah.
I'm going to go with 8. Oh, shocking. That was the answer. Woohoo. I think like just the detail of some of these like fun little animations.
Yeah, it looks really
are
cool.
Really like great to have, and also like the detail of this idea of having like the launch, which is coming through again, and kind of like instead of having just a little progress bar, you've kind of used this launching illustration to come across, which is fun. What is the smallest planet in our solar system? Venus, Mercury, or Saturn? I'm going to phone a friend, Tim. Is it Venus, Mercury, or Saturn? Smallest planet in our solar system? Do you know the answer to that? Put you on the spot? Give you a hint?
Yeah, I was going to say Mercury, actually.
Cool. Yeah, and these little like tips here are fun as well. Oh, Tim, Mercury.
Wow, thank
yeah.
you so much.
I mean, you might have actually known that.
Yeah.
I don't know, but the timing of
The
when we
timing
saw
wasn't
it already came through. Question 4. Yeah, I think it's really clean, and having the illustration where you do in like the background is nice, because keeping the cards just like really plain white, like a lot of open like white space, is clean as well. Although I think there is text here like underneath Quiz Quest that is just super tiny. Like I can't read that at all. So that would just be kind of like my only thing. And it looks like at any time you can go back home, because I think you put a lot of questions in here, so we won't go through the entire thing. Yeah, so I would just probably say, like, because you do have some of these specs here, just this Quiz Quest, there's like a little bit of legibility issues, because there's you can see like some dots kind of right behind that U there, and like at the top of this E. Oh, and there is, this little like first to the moon wins text is so small. So I would probably either just like totally get rid of it, because you do have it here as well, and maybe just bump this Quiz Quest down, or get rid of like these 2 dots, or move those. But this is really fun to see as well. So great submission.
Really good submission.
Claire Bear, coming in strong.
Awesome. Good job.
Cool. So for those of you who weren't able to submit in time today, or are interested in checking these out, these are the daily creative challenges. They unlock every day, so you can participate, and if you want feedback on them or be featured on the stream, you can just submit them into Discord, and whoever's on the stream that day will take a look. So thank you all for submitting for today's.
That was really awesome.
Yeah. And now we will head back over to Sally's screen.
All right.
Man, game show portion was so fun. I'm glad.
Awesome. So let's keep going with this. I'm going to use the same thing here. And also an option to add more, because obviously you might not just have one. So
Yeah, I feel like, Sally's been going through each of these main screens that she has from yesterday with the low fidelity, and then making them a bit higher fidelity with like choosing colors and fonts and kind of adjusting as we go.
Yep.
And I feel like this is like that last like main screen that we want to try and get through, and then we can kind of like hook this
start
thing up
hooking
with
it up,
prototyping mode and see it come to life, so it'll be super fun.
Yeah. All right, so let's move this up a little. I'm going to take it from here. It's easier to look at.
Speaking of game shows, any game shows that you watched that you really like? Any new ones?
Game shows? No.
No?
Do you?
I watch Bad TV, yeah. I watch a lot of.
Really?
I guess. Well, the Dax Shepard has that new, like, the big wheel like you spin it. It's like a wheel that's like 40 feet tall or
What?
something. It's very preposterous. Like there's no reason it should be that large.
Oh my gosh.
But I think he's hilarious. My other new favorite show, not really a game show, but kind of, is Holy Moly.
I
with
haven't heard
Stephen Curry.
any
I
of
love
these.
Steph Curry. I
Oh
love the
my-
Warriors.
Oh, yes.
And it's like a mini golf little tournament type thing, or like competition, I should say. Yeah, it's really
I
funny.
haven't heard of those.
I cry watching it because I'm laughing. So
Oh, okay. I was
yeah.
gonna say, is it sad?
It's emotional. It's an emotional drink. Yeah. I cry a lot during game shows. Yeah. How terrible would that be?
So there's the way to add it. Yeah, I feel like I would want to, if I had a little more time, I'd try and add something here to show how to add more codes. But that's the general idea, I think.
Yeah, Tim's, I can't wait
Yep.
for the Adobe Live Design Game Show. We should make that a thing. I agree. I also will put my hand up right now to say I would love to be a host of the game show. I think that should be a portion.
I don't know about
We
that
have, like,
prize, though.
Oh, no. Yeah, 100%. I unraised my hand for this now. Like, moving on very quickly from that
That's so
subject.
funny.
Man, come on. Ruining the whole fun. Yeah, because in certain streams we also have we do like a portfolio review, so people can submit like their Behance portfolios, and then people will give reviews when they head off into space. So we put like helmets on, it's like super fun. But I feel like game show is the clear next
Absolutely.
section that we should add. That'd be super fun.
Yeah.
And we'll get a 40-foot wheel. No, I'm just kidding. Budget is not a question. It's fine. No. I'll make my own. Bring it in.
There's definitely easier ways to do this, but
I mean, it's coming along. We're almost through the last of the
we're
screens.
pretty close, yeah. I just realized I don't need this much space. I think that's the basics of it.
Nice, yeah.
I would definitely, I probably will refine this. But we can start I think, on the hooking it up.
Sweet, yeah. I think just the last one, I think it's the navs at the bottom is a little bit higher, so you'll probably want to just copy paste the one next to it over.
Right. Thank you.
Just because we just switched that last minute, yeah.
And again, this should have been included in that component. It's okay.
Cool, prototyping time.
Yay.
Thanks.
So yeah, so we can prototype this. I'm gonna probably, I kind of want to tweak this and like make it look a little bit more refined, and also maybe finish the case study after the stream. So if you guys want to check out how I finish it, it'll be up on my Behance for sure.
Nice.
So let's do some prototyping. So this one's pretty easy.
So when they click sign up, you want it to head over fully into the feed.
To the feed. Usually I'd have a couple more pages on what it would look like when they enter their actual username and stuff. The font will change colors to be like a purple or something, but this is just the original text there. And then we can...
Yeah, for time's sake, it's crazy because we only have so much time on the stream.
Yeah.
But it is like Sally said, like there's this will get the concept across really well because you have like those main screens. But then there's always like details that you can go in and add later if you want to show like every single action. Like there's a bunch of steps in between of like they type the email address and then you kind of show that transition, or they type their username.
Yeah, exactly.
But this like is, at least you have sort of those main screens to get through.
Yep. So that's your profile page. And then
And what are the, what's the automatic transitions that they have on those? If you click on
yeah.
oh, they have some on the side, or on the actual blue part there, yeah,
Oh.
on the arrow. I think
Right.
you can also see. Do they not have them on those anymore?
I thought they did. Sometimes I don't know if this mouse is like.
Well, just kidding then. On the side.
Yeah, I thought. Okay.
I guess they have interactions now, contextually.
Okay. Like this is what. Yeah.
Yeah.
Cool.
Yeah, so that is the way, like, like there's automatic ones in there. So the
Mhm.
transition right now would be that it would slide to the left, and then the timing is ease out, or it's easing out, and then the duration, like you can adjust that to be slower or faster. So once we
Yeah.
hook the whole thing up, we kind of feel out different things, and you can start to play with those transitions as well.
So. This would be. There's obviously a few steps before this screen as well. And now. I guess I didn't really get to. Yeah, so I didn't really get to this portion, which is not codes, but this is like the regular view if you were to like select one of these pictures.
Mm-hmm.
And then from here where the products are, so it says 10 products used.
You can still hook it up even though
Yeah.
it's not in the finished design.
So I guess actually these are codes, so let's just put these to here. So is that everything? I think so. You can try. This is the home screen. Go.
Yeah, so it has a little home
Yeah.
icon, making it the first home screen.
So let me just quickly
We'll see.
see this.
Well,
So yeah, it kind of slides in. And this, go to the profile, and this. Nope. Oh. Maybe I wasn't clicking it.
maybe disconnect it and then reconnect it.
Yeah.
I think it might just be on since it's an icon on the little piece of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, because that's the full, and that one has a new. I just grab that handle and remove it. The other one.
Oops.
Yeah. And then grab this new one. I think that'll help. Yeah.
Cool.
Nope.
Strange. Very strange. Maybe I'm not.
Sometimes the trick too, when I have bad hit spaces, is I'll create a rectangle
right,
and then
and
remove
move
like
it,
border and
right.
fill, and then that allows me to have like a
Yeah, let me try
tap
that.
zone.
That's a good
Like,
idea.
cause sometimes I want like a larger section to be like the hit zone and not just like on the icon itself or something. I want like the whole, like a big square area or something around it. So that's sometimes like a little trick.
Let's do that because I don't think it's picking up this for whatever reason.
The moment of truth. It doesn't like you. I don't know.
What's happening? What did I do?
The demo gods are not with you today, as I like to say. Just move along.
I'll move along. Yeah,
We'll
it's
just-
fine. We get the
It
idea.
happens. You know what we're going for.
We know what we're going for, exactly. Oh yeah, so we can start from here. Did I not do that? No, I think it deleted. My bad.
Thank you, Raphael, in the chat. I think your transition might be a drag instead of a click, and the transition might be the wrong transition.
Oh, look at.
Yeah. Thank you.
Thank you.
There we go.
That was pretty obvious, I guess.
Yeah, so drags are good when you want to have sort of that swiping
That
motion
swiping
through like
motion.
cards, or like she
Yep.
has like photos if you want to animate that transition there. A drag is great for that.
Yeah. Okay, so let's try that one more time.
Maybe, do you want to start from the very beginning and we
Yeah.
can show just like the full
Good idea.
prototype one last time?
Uh,
Into the feed,
profile. Yay!
into codes, yes.
It
The codes
worked.
are-
Yeah.
And then you go to create a new one.
Yep.
You could write your caption.
Write caption and then affiliate codes and all that, and yeah. So that's
Awesome.
a basic, quick, very, very quick prototype inside the same app. Nothing, you don't have to do anything else. It's super awesome.
Yeah. Yeah, and there's so many like that was so quick just to show like a
Yeah.
quick example of like a click through that you could do. And again, like there's a ton of different triggers and animations and like timing transitions that you can play with if you want to get fancy with your animations or you have more time. Obviously, we just have a
Yeah.
little bit of time on the stream with Sally, so there's only so much that we can get to. But yeah, it's been awesome having you on the stream.
it's been really
these past
fun.
2 days.
Yeah, absolutely. It's been an awesome experience. Definitely. Very cool.
Yeah, and we appreciate all of you who have joined us on the chat and during our live streams yesterday and today. There are more live stream events going on tomorrow and Thursday. It'll be switched up, so there's a lot of new content. But thank you for tuning in, and have a great day.
Bye.